Season 1 of Squid Game introduces a down-on-his-luck chauffeur named Song Ji-han, who is divorced, estranged from his daughter, deeply in debt to some dangerous loan sharks, and resorting to stealing money from his own mother to fuel his gambling addiction. Ji-han is approached by a stranger who challenges him to a simple game for money. Piquing Ji-han's interests, the man offers him a chance to win a lot more money by playing games with much higher stakes. Desperate, Ji-han agrees, leading him to being drugged and waking up in a massive living space with 455 other people. This large group of strangers all wear green tracksuits and are identified by their own unique number, with Ji-han being labeled Player 456. They are all trapped in an unknown location, protected by masked guards and pink jumpsuits, and will be competing in a series of 6 games over the course of 6 days for the game. Ji-han discovers that his childhood friend Cho Sang-woo is a fellow player dubbed 218, who is also participating in the games. The pair best friend the elderly player 1-0 Il-nam, and they all agreed to assist each other through the upcoming games. The players are then led to their first of 6 games, overseen by the masked frontman. The game is a simple red light, green light, where the rules are to run from one end of the playing field to the other before time runs out, starting whenever a giant mechanical doll says green light and stopping whenever the doll says red light. This game proves deadly when the first player to break the rules is shot dead. This alarms all of the other players, leading many to panic and flee, resulting in an all-out massacre that ends in over half of the contestants dead. The horrified Ji-han and his allies survive the first game, now fully aware of the deadly stakes in store for them. If you love the video, please like the video and subscribe my channel. With each player's death, more money is added to the overall prize pot. The contestants hold a majority vote to end the games, and the guards release everyone back to their homes, with no one receiving any money. Ji-han attempts to alert the police, but no one believes his outlandish claims. No one, that is, except for Detective Hwang Jun-ho, whose brother previously went missing after receiving a similar game invite. Ji-han and most of the other players realize that winning the massive grand prize is the only solution to their life problems and willingly choose to re-enter the game. Detective Jun-ho secretly infiltrates the games by posing as a guard and discovers the competition is being played on a remote island. Jun-ho also discovers that these deadly games have been played for over 30 years, and that despite his continued disappearance, Jun-ho's brother In-ho was actually a previous winner. As foreign VIPs arrive on the island to place wagers on the games, Jun-ho secretly attacks one of them and records a confession of all of the deadly and illegal activities occurring on the island. As Jun-ho flees with the evidence, he is caught by the front man, who removes his mask to reveal that he is in fact In-ho. In-ho to shoot Jun-ho, knocking him off the edge of a cliff and into the ocean. Back in the games, the second game requires every player to pick between a circle, star, triangle, or umbrella, and after making their selection, are forced to cut out their chosen shape from a fragile cookie. Ji-han successfully completes the task alongside all of his allies. After the game, the antagonistic player 101 kills another player after accusing him of eating more than his allotted food rations. The guards do nothing to intervene, with the only result being more money added to the final prize pot. And so, Deok-soo realizes that he can simply kill the other contestants to make his position in the games easier. He forms an alliance of like-minded players, and they stage a riot. Ji-han and his newfound friend Ban survive the deadly night and make it to Game 3. The third game is Tug of War, forcing players to form teams of 10 to face off against each other. Il-nam helps his allies win their matchup by implementing the best strategy. Game 4 begins with players being forced to choose a partner. Ji-han pairs up with Il-nam, while Sang-woo pairs up with Ali. Unfortunately, the players are all then handed a bag full of marbles and told that to win the game, they must somehow have all of their partner's marbles in their possession by the end of a timer. Sang-woo coldly tricks his friend Ali into giving him his marbles. Meanwhile, Il-nam confesses he allowed Ji-han to win. Ji-han leaves the game distraught over death of Il-nam. The next game is Glass Stepping Stones, where contestants must cross a bridge made of glass panels, some of which can support their weight, and others which will shatter and cause the player to plummet to their death. Most of the player dead in this game but Jihan and his allies made up to end of the bridge. Sang-woo coldly sacrifices the player in front of him to reveal the incorrect path, allowing him to safely complete the bridge. Jihan now realizes that his childhood friend Sang-woo is willing to do anything to survive, even if it means turning on his own allies. Unfortunately, this knowledge can't help him prevent Sang-woo from murdering Sae-bi-yak, leaving him and Jihan as the final two players. The final game is the titular schoolyard classic Squid game, which Jihan and Sang-woo play together as children. Ultimately, Jihan defeats Sang-woo, but doesn't want his friend to die, and instead begs for them both to forfeit the money and leave together, alive and well. But Sang-woo refuses this offer, sacrificing himself to allow Jihan to win the money. Jihan returns home to find that his mother has died. 1 year later, Jihan is a wealthy man, but heavily traumatized by all he has gone through, leading him to refuse spending any of his winnings. Jihan is then invited to meet with Il-nam, shockingly having survived the games, though now on his deathbed. As Il-nam reveals that he is in fact the game's original creator, founded to entertain bored wealthy people like himself, and he dead. As Jihan prepares to finally visit his estranged daughter in the hopes of reconciliation, he witnesses a stranger being recruited to play the next iteration of Squid Game. Jihan then abandons his plans to visit his daughter, and instead chooses to infiltrate the new game and stop the vicious cycle of violence. So the video ends here. See you in another video. Bye-bye.